Merry Christmas.
In this festive special,
The whole set was like a bucking bronco.
we slide into Christmas with Ncuti Gatwa and guest star Nicola Coughlan.
It is
Like,
quite
it's
tilt,
not like
isn't
it looks like on TV, it might be that, but it's genuinely like that.
We get seasonal writing tips from Stephen Moffat.
An awful lot of Doctor Who episodes, if you just stuck a bit of snow in, would do fine on Christmas Day, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I get a festive facelift.
But I'm looking at me, but it's not me. That's not me, but it is me. Do you know what I mean?
And spoiler alert, we've got an Unleashed exclusive clip from the upcoming new season of Doctor Who.
My name is Stefan Powell. Welcome to the Christmas 2024 episode of Doctor Who Unleashed.
And action.
Season's greetings from the Whoniverse. In this episode, we're going behind the scenes of Joy to the World, Ncuti Gatwa's second Christmas special as the Doctor.
I think we should have that door shut.
And in the name of all things timey-wimey, it's worth noting that this Christmas special was shot across October and November 2023, before Ncuti's first Christmas special, The Church on Ruby Road, even hit the screens.
Can you explain things? Did people feel any better?
Not usually, no.
What did you like about this particular Christmas episode? This is your second Christmas episode, so I feel like you can compare and contrast.
I know, second Christmas ep before the first ones came out. It is a brain scramble. No, this Christmas ep I enjoyed so much. I enjoyed the script, Stephen Moffat, back doing what he does best. There's always like a kind of spiritual undercurrent to his script, which is really powerful and interesting to have in a sci-fi script.
Yeah.
A seasoned seasonal scripter, this will be Stephen's 9th Christmas special. He's already given us such belters as Last Christmas.
Hello, Doctor.
The Time of the Doctor, and Twice Upon a Time.
I don't suppose either of you is a doctor.
In order to get the full scoop on this year's script, we're going to have to travel back in time to meet the main man himself.
Right, so it is July the 20th, 2023. We've just finished the wrapping of the first series with Ncuti. I thought I was having a break for a few months, but here we are, talking to you, because you're busy writing the Christmas episode for 2024.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be on holiday?
Well, I have been. I have been on holiday. I'm not going to pretend I'm working as hard as the Doctor Who team or as hard as I used to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been on holiday and I'm now writing the Christmas special, basically, so Russell doesn't have to. Let's not dress it up.
It's not Peter on the bush.
Yeah.
He didn't fancy this one. So how long does it take you to get from the beginning to having a finished version?
But it's generally speaking, I'd say it's 4 weeks.
Is that all?
Yeah, but it was 4 weeks spread over about 9 or something, unfortunately, in this case, because real life got in the way.
Yeah.
The first part of the process was having an idea.
Did you have one just...
No, I didn't. So I batted ideas back and forth with Russell. And it was always a case of, but on one occasion, Stephen, you've already done that one. I said, well, so I have. And then, oh, I'm doing that one. He said, I've got that idea. We often have the same ideas. But that did put me in the notion of the hotel, the Time Hotel, with all the different eras buzzing away inside it.
Yeah.
Partly because it's true. Have you ever noticed how many times in a hotel room there's another door?
Yeah.
And it's locked?
It's locked. Well, that door's always been locked.
What the hell is that other door? What the hell is that other... Every single one?
Oh, it's just that door, isn't it? There's always a door like that in a hotel room, a funny locked one.
Inexplicably, it's there and it's always sodding locked. Now, in this version of reality, which is, of course, the absolute truth, what has happened is in the far future, the human race develops time travel, and the whole hotel chains realise they've got a lot of unsold rooms they could have a second go at back in history. So they install these extra doors back in history so they can sell unsold rooms.
Do you know what? This solves the biggest mystery in the known universe. Why is there always an extra door in your hotel room, and why is it always locked? Because that is the way to the Time Hotel.
So what makes a good Christmas episode for you then?
I don't think it is massively different from any other episode of Doctor Who, honestly, but it does mention Christmas a lot, right? But an awful lot of Doctor Who episodes, if you just stuck a bit of snow in, would do fine on Christmas Day, in all honesty.
This one is quite witty. It's quite a quite funny episode. Is that intentional?
Ham and cheese toasty and a pumpkin latte.
Ham and cheese toasty and a pumpkin latte?
Ham and cheese toasty and a pumpkin latte.
I was asked, let's have a funny one. But, Doctor Who's a funny show. A lot of science fiction is quite solemn, quite serious. And Doctor Who is cheeky and funny.
Yeah.
You like serious bits? Here's serious bits. You like funny bits? Here's funny bits. You like explosions? We got explosions. You like monsters? Monsters. Pretty people, right? You just fling it at the screen. It's Doctor Bloody Who.
Yeah.
Beat that, Casualty.
Filming on Joy to the World began on the 23rd of October 2023. Just 3 months earlier, for last season's finale, we filmed companion Ruby Sunday stepping off the TARDIS to spend time with her newfound family. So the opening of this episode finds the Doctor in a situation nobody should be in at Christmas.
He's alone, he's lost his companion. And so he's just dealing with that returning pain and trying to fill that void with an adventure.
Is somebody else in there?
Ah, yes. Habit.
It's an interesting place to find the Doctor because he needs a human with him. This is a character that needs a companion.
And it seems he's not the only one. Inadvertently checking into this adventure is Joy, played by Nicola Coughlan.
That's the shot. Joy is she's such a little match girl at Christmas. She's valiant, she's brave, and she's decided to be alone for Christmas, but with a great spirit that keeps her fighting.
Do you have a room, please? Just for the week. Single. Oh, does it show? Room, I mean. Oh.
And then what better thing could happen than for a Time Lord to walk into that person's life?
Ham and cheese toasty and a pumpkin latte.
Joy is the kind of person who you know how sad they are by how often they smile. Really, really sad people are always putting a front up. They're always smiling through it. There's a line in the script which nearly fell out, I'm glad it stayed in, where the Doctor says,
Have you seen your smile? Like the lid on a boiling pot.
You're angry, you're sad, you're ready for a fight.
Sorry, am I in the way? Oh, this is just men all over, isn't it? Even lizard men.
I think Nicola's got the sparkiest, most extraordinary smile, which is the one thing I really massively wanted for her. I don't want her to be someone who looked sad. You see the sadness in the eyes, and you see the eyes above a smiling mouth, and she captures that perfectly.
Renowned for playing Claire Devlin in sitcom Derry Girls and Penelope Featherington in period drama Bridgerton, Nicola was slightly wary of joining the Whoniverse.
When I got the call from Russell T Davies asking me to do this, my first fear was if I have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get prosthetics on, I'm not really looking forward to that. But when I found out that I was a human, I was gung-ho. I was in Cardiff already. It was great.
It's quite tricky describing what it was like working with Nicola because everything just sounds like a bad pun. Because she was a joy. She is a star.
Nicola, this is your first day on set. How are you feeling?
I'm good. It's like it's a big old scene. It's like 10 pages of dialogue. There's people running in and out of doors. And there's magic things happening with briefcases and evil and dying and disappearing. And it's all happening all at once.
So instead of easing you in, they've just thrown you straight
in the deep end.
Why not?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. This has never happened before.
It feels like an old school farce play with all these things happening, but it's hard because, we don't get a lot of rehearsal time, so trying to figure out everyone's entrance and this line comes in here, and the timing's so important. So it's definitely a juggling act, but then when you have really talented actors you're doing it with, it makes it really fun.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 TARDIS trinkets, 3 lonely lives, 2 Time Lords talking.
How could there be 2 of you?
And a starseed in a briefcase. And with all of history now available as mini breaks, lots of sets to play on.
This here is the Orient Express, which is very exciting for me because I'm a bit of an Agatha Christie nerd. So it's really cool to be on this set because, of course, the Doctor visits here from the Time Hotel, as well as the Orient Express. Just over here, we have Everest, not millions of miles away, but instead just in Cardiff. It's very, I actually feel coldest, doesn't it? It's a bit weird.
But one set in particular needed to be less jingle bells and more jungle hell.
Working on the Jungle platform was precarious.
Sheeta and I loved sliding down. We were like a pair of kids and then having to be pulled back up, you know, between takes. I loved that. It was really great. You know, there was at one point I properly screamed. And I was like, that wasn't even acting. I just was like, oh God, I'm gonna fall off the edge of this set.
The whole set was like a bucking bronco. And that was mad. To watch the crew have to reset everything after each take and fall over in the process of doing so. Oh, pomegranate on the leaf. Oh, that was fun.
But how do you get an entire set to move and shake like it's been eaten by a Christmas carnivore? Let's rewind 5 weeks.
Right, Danny, there's a big metal complicated object behind us.
Yes.
What is it?
Yeah, what is that thing? Well, it's something that we've had on Doctor Who before, actually. So this is what we call a gimbal. It's a platform that moves. We're building a set on it, and and part of the action is it's got to tip with the Doctor on it, and there's lots of chaos.
Seen this man before? Back in the noughties, Danny was an SFX technician who appeared regularly on Doctor Who Confidential.
You know, snow everywhere. I'm quite lucky I'm not clearing it up, but...
Now, thanks to all the experience he gained then, Danny runs his own SFX company, working on Doctor Who, His Dark Materials and The Expendables, amongst many other productions.
What we're trying to create here is going to be a really cool action sequence, so I can't wait to start getting stuck into it and see the end result.
Fast forward again, and I'm on the completed set with Danny.
I've got no idea what it's going to feel like.
It feels weird, yeah.
Does
It does
it?
feel weird, yeah. So there we go.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so because it's so big, it feels weird. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
First
Breaking
casualty.
the set.
There we go.
That's good. It's good.
Sorry. But you
Feel like a really...
you do have to lean into
big
it,
time,
right? Yeah.
Working on my core, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I do worry that we're now tearing
We are
this.
wrecking
We are
the
now
set,
wrecking the set, so we should probably stop there.
We better go.
Danny, thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Yeah,
Good to
I'm
see
going to
you.
get my sea legs walking off now. I'm going to be wobbly as anything.
No, yeah, don't feel sick.
Yeah, it's left me feeling seasick. But how is it for Nicola?
I'm actually really loving it. I didn't think I liked stunts. Maybe I just didn't like the ones I've had to do before. But this is great because it's literally just like it's moving so much. We were just saying it's extremely tilty.
Yeah.
Very tilty. Very tilty,
Very
Doctor.
tilty. Very tilty.
It's genuinely like that.
Yeah.
So you properly are sliding, and so on edge when you stand up. Sheeta and I were sort of doing Matrix moves. Full Matrix moment. Everyone's having a Matrix moment.
Up until now, you've done a lot of sort of, comedy roles. Do you think it maybe actions is a natural next
Who
step
knows?
for you after
Actually,
this?
Surprisingly enjoyed this, so maybe it's opened up a whole new world.
Yeah.
Still to come on Doctor Who Unleashed.
You can see the lighting underneath there.
Is that what it looks like?
Yeah.
Wow.
We reveal how you can go Hollywooding with a MacGuffin. I get a Christmas makeover.
I'm looking at me, but it's not me.
And spoiler alert, we've got a world-exclusive peek at the next series of Doctor Who. But first...
Excuse me. Are there any room service menus available in the lobby?
Of course, sir. You just pay on the Blue Diamond.
Whether it's room service menus or leaflets advertising time hotel packages, the finest detail matters.
Ancient Rome, the fall of Troy, your favorite assassination?
In the Doctor's Hotel bedroom, that meant the graphics department creating a year's worth of thoughts and doodles from the mind of a Time Lord. So for this episode's work experience, I'm shadowing graphic trainee Danny to see how it's done.
What is this?
They're Gallifreyan scribbles and, bits of, science bits thrown in between, so it's all smart mumbo-jumbo.
I like how scientific it is, Mumbo-jumbo is a good term, I think.
Yeah.
Tasked with designing and then filling a whole wall with the Doctor's doodles, it's taken Danny and the graphics department around 11 hours a day for 15 days to produce a mountain of hand-drawn scribbles and photocopies.
But you've been in the graphics team for how long now?
About 2 months.
2 months?
2 months in total.
Yeah. But you've been on the show for longer than that, right? So where were you before? How have you ended up with your beautiful handwriting, drawing Gallifreyan scribbles?
I was in the production office for the past series and over the specials for about a year and a half before I moved over here.
Yeah. And so when did you decide that it was graphics that you wanted to be in?
By the end of my contract, I was like, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted something more creative. I loved like doodling and making things when I was younger, and like I wanted a way into the art department. And I pop in every now and then to see what I really fancy doing. Love the stuff that they make here. Like you walk past and you see all of the stuff that they have like pinned up, and it's just stuff they've made from scratch.
Yeah. Loads of spoilers over there, so we can't.
Yeah, so we're not gonna.
Spoilers.
The stuff over there is like so cool, though. Like,
yeah, it's really cool. You've got some cool stuff coming, isn't it?
Yeah, really cool stuff that you can't see right now.
Yeah,
but it's there.
Did you just keep finding more and more excuses to come over? Oh, I've left my pen over in the graphics department. I must go back.
Yeah, I really need to ask Stephen about that thing I saw earlier 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's my CV there on the table. That's a coincidence. So here we are. Now you're dressing one of the key scenes in the episode. How does it feel?
It's pretty damn unreal. When you finally watch it after it comes out, you're gonna just sit there in your living room and be like, that was me, bro.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, Danny, do you think, let's not tell anyone, it's our secret. Can I draw a thing and put it on a paper that then goes on the set and goes in the show? If no one's listening, it's just me and you, my handwriting's not as nice, but I can do one of these circles.
If it kind of just like that, maybe?
Yeah, okay.
If it doesn't, I'll tell you it will, and then it can stay like pinned under my desk here.
So, yeah, let's see how we go first, isn't it? Let's see how we...
Yeah. I mean, you can see...
Yeah, I'm going to borrow inspiration from your previous work.
I mean, that sounds like tracing, but...
It sounds like tracing, but...
Looks like tracing.
It depends on your definition of tracing, isn't it? I might be a while because of my creative process.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you. I'll just lend some more inspiration from you here. Oh, I know what I'm going to do.
No, that looks good. I reckon if the rest of it was...
Either the same.
Yeah, the rest of the circle was outlined, I think it would look solid.
Yeah, Stephen, what do you think? It's free, just a bit of context, it's freehand, and...
The fact that you have to give context says enough.
Now, Danny, come on.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah?
Amazing. Yeah.
Anyway, not a million miles off, is it?
Oh, no, it's actually not,
Set worn. Is that what they call it? I mean, you can't really tell the difference, can you, really?
No, I look like I did that one earlier, didn't I?
With Danny's drawings in place, there's just one thing needed to give it that final golden flourish.
This is one I've been keeping till the end. It's not the best, but it's still beautiful in its own way, so we're just gonna hide it somewhere in there. Beautiful. Let's see if it stays in the show.
Chair night.
Chair night.
On the yellow. Put your foot on the yellow.
I can't, I'm all twisted.
It's called Twister. Miss Scarlet.
Yeah, in the kitchen with a lead pipe.
Miss Scarlet.
Yeah, in the kitchen with a lead pipe.
Wait.
There is one unspoken star in Joy to the World that is in just as many scenes as Ncuti and Nicola. Doesn't utter a single word, but is central to the story. It's this briefcase.
In telly and film speak, the briefcase is a classic MacGuffin. A MacGuffin is an object, an event, or a character which in itself is insignificant, but it keeps the plot rolling.
Famous MacGuffins include the stone in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the One Ring in Lord of the Rings, and the Ark of the Covenant in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
This MacGuffin contains the Star Seed, except it doesn't, because there wasn't just one briefcase in the episode. There were several. Let's go and find out why. In a far-flung corner of Wolf Studios, there's a workshop not entirely dissimilar to Santa's, except here, the elves work exclusively on making props for Doctor Who.
Now, Michael, I am noticing a lot of... How many of these briefcases did you have to buy? Because
I think we've got about 6 or 7. Obviously, not all of them are being used for
Yeah.
the same purpose. So we've got 2 of these. One is going to be the nice, shiny, newish one that's opened in the hotel room.
Yeah.
And the other one is going to be the one that's been buried under a tomb for 65 million years.
Yeah.
So this is going to be aged and look all weathered. And then we've got a couple of stunt, I'll call them stunt ones, but we've got a couple of them that they can run around with and we won't have to worry about them bashing.
Yeah, because there's a lot of
mechanics in there.
electricity, sort of clever soldering going on in there. isn't
Yes, you can see the lighting underneath there.
there? Is that what it looks like?
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is the MacGuffin for this Christmas.
So it's got to look good, but also be practical as well.
Yes.
Is that something that you had to think about?
Yes, yeah. This is quite heavy. I mean, if you want to give that a lift.
Yeah.
There's a fair amount of weight to
Oh,
that.
it's actually, it's actually quite heavy.
So therefore, we have versions which are just standard briefcases with nothing in them.
Yeah. So that's what they're running around with.
Yeah, so they'll be running around with these, which is significantly lighter.
Oh yeah, I can deal with that.
You can do that all day
Yeah,
long.
fine.
Then we have our pop-up one there.
Yeah, jazzy one.
Yes, our singing and dancing one. So when they close the case, it will then pop up.
Look at that.
So then the doctor will run up and then kind of enter the codes. It was 7214, and then go accepted, and it'll go back down again.
I mean, I might be easily pleased, but that looks fantastic. Isn't
That's
it?
great.
It's So we've got several briefcases combining to make a MacGuffin, right? And in order to make sure that this MacGuffin works seamlessly, there has to be some Hollywooding. Honestly, I'm not making this up.
The film business is full of jargon, which is picked up who knows where. I call it Hollywooding. In Hollywood, they call it Hollywooding. But the idea is that it's a camera gag. You could be moving the camera and a prop person will come in and take the prop out and put something back in.
And action.
No. Don't do that. Don't open it.
I don't even know why you were saying that, so let's find out.
So for the briefcase in Joy's bedroom, what we would do, we would run up to the bit of dialogue where they have to open it, and then we would take out the case that was light enough for Nicola to carry and put the heavy one in that had the starseed, and then boom, action, we'd start again.
I don't know why you were saying that, so let's find out, shall we?
Open it up, there's the starseed, oh my goodness. And then they'd shut it.
Close it!
There, closed. Bags of time.
And then the little timer's about to come out, so we'd say, okay, and hold your action, and we'd Hollywood in the next briefcase that had the little clock that comes out, and I'll put a person be standing there with a remote control, and I'd say, okay, and action.
Ready? And action.
Close it!
There, closed. Bags of time.
And then out it comes with a little timer. So that's Hollywooding.
As all you Whovians would have noted, the Time Hotel manager is a Silurian, a race of reptilian humanoids who first appeared in Doctor Who way back in the 1970s.
Hello. Are you a Silurian?
Since then, they've reappeared pretty frequently with regrades and glow-ups.
You are beautiful.
Inhabiting this latest model is actor Jonathan Harris, a Moffat alumni who has appeared in Stephen's series, Sherlock and Dracula.
Can I just say how fantastic you look?
Oh.
In the flesh.
Well, thank you very much.
Is this what you were envisaging?
No, probably not. It was to play a hotel manager. It's not quite what you think you're going to end up looking like.
Yeah. And then how disappointing is it when you find out what it is and you think, oh, brilliant, I'm going to be in Doctor Who. But you're not going to be able to see my face at all. I'm going to be covered from head to toe.
Oh, it's not disappointing at all. It's pretty thrilling. I haven't done much work that looks anything like this, so it's a real journey for me.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Does it have an impact on your performance just when you've got this stuff on?
Yeah, for sure. It's a funny thing, though, because as much as you want to inhabit the sort of alien look, you also want to be a believable character, and that's those two things are slightly pulling in different directions.
Yeah. So you're quite glad you took the call to be the hotel manager. Now you're on set.
Very glad.
Yeah.
Very glad. Very honoured.
As this is the festive season, and I've spent months and months geeking out about the prosthetics and the creatures on set, I dropped Santa a line.
Hello, Neil.
Hello.
Hello, nice to see you.
You too. Thank you.
And as I've been a good boy, he's granted me an extra special Christmas gift.
Oh, indeed. We're all ready for you.
I'm very excited, Neil.
You ready for the transformation?
My very own Silurian mask.
Oh, here we are.
Here you are. Here's your pieces.
Here I am, literally.
Your face.
That's odd, Neil. Seeing my own face in like that, that's strange.
In preparation, Neil scanned my head and had it 3D printed so his team could create my own unique mask.
When after you've done the scan, what's the first thing you have to go and sort of sort out?
We did your scan.
Yeah.
And then what we did was model on this in clay.
Wow.
To get all the scale pattern, because obviously the face part, while we can get away with you reusing the head and the hands, your face is unique to you.
Yeah.
So for everything to fit, because this is only really thin, we had to work from this scan. So what we've done, and I'll just grab this, we've got a copy of your face into a resin, and then we've modelled all the
So like we did
scales
with
in wax.
exactly as I did before for the Susan Twist model, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we made that.
And then what comes out is the prosthetic appliance, which is this.
Yeah.
And that comes out in kind of a pale green colour, and then it's all been painted. All the patterns and all of that has been painted on, and now that's ready to apply. Usually we're doing this at kind of 5 in the morning.
I could totally see why some actors fall asleep while you do this. Yeah, I didn't mind shaving my beard off, but I thought it might be a step too far to get rid of the brow.
Right, let's get your face on.
It's quite a strong smell, the old glue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a normal, casual sort of Friday. Yeah, not much going on, really. It's mad. It's brilliant.
Now the hands are the quick and easy part.
And voila! This is funny, isn't it? This is amazing. Thank you so much, everybody. This is so cool. I always feel like a bit discombobulated, actually. It doesn't look like me, but I'm looking at me, but it's not me. That's not me, but it is me. Do you know what I mean? It's so strange, such a weird feeling. It's brilliant. I can totally see why actors can get into character like this, though, right? Kai, thank you very much. Thanks for being so patient and painting me all up. And for painting me in the first place. This is all your handiwork. Brilliant.
Right, Christmas party time.
Now, the upcoming season is still in the edit, but we didn't want to leave you hanging. So here is a sneak peek at episode 1, season 2
of Doctor Who.
Is the doctor looking for you?
Tell me about it. See you tomorrow.
No, just one little name.
I can't give out home addresses. It's not allowed.
Oh, look over there.
What?
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.